Valentine's Day is here, and Dumas and Sons brings style, charm, and gifts that make any man feel noticed. Well, sharp outfits, thoughtful accessories, and day-to-night essentials fill every corner of the store. Let's welcome Taylor Eubanks, Senior Director for Dumas and Sons. Good to have you with us.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, you've brought a beautiful selection for a Valentine's Day outing. But, you know, when we think of Valentine's Day, we do think of it as a woman's holiday.
Sure.
But the guy should not be left out.
We think so.
Yeah.
We agree. We agree. We like
What
gifts.
do you like getting for Valentine's Day?
You know, I like something that's personal. I like something that kind of can carry memories with me, something that I can take with me on travels and things like that. So for me, I love a good bag. I'm really drawn to a nice travel bag. My wife probably says I have too many, but that's debatable. But there's lots of great things that you can get, guys. There's some really amazing accessories that we have here at the store. We just did a collaboration with Brackish to do a line of custom bow ties that are unique just to our store. So it's not something you're going to see anywhere else. So for the bow tie guy, there's something like that. Of course, we've got lots of outerwear, workwear. So kind of depending on what your guy's into, whether it's he's really going into the gym a lot right now, or maybe he's a big outdoors guy, or whatever kind of season he is in life, we kind of have something for him, and it kind of makes it easier to be able to find everything that he can like under one roof.
I think that's great, and I love that you have a collaboration going with Brackish. Brackish is so quintessentially Charleston, and it's really made quite the name for itself because you've seen some very famous, notable celebrities, politicians, you name it, wearing the Brackish ties, and it just symbolizes, I think, everything that's wonderful about the Lowcountry. Absolutely. So how do they personalize it to Dumas and Sons?
So we actually sat down with their team over a number of weeks and kind of designed what we thought would kind of most represent Dumas. So basically we have two different bow ties, the daytime bow tie and the nighttime bow tie, because going out at night, dressing well at night is such a part of ingrained Charleston style.
Sure.
And we wanted to make sure you had you covered for both. So there's two really beautiful bow ties that we designed directly with Brackish, and then a matching lapel pin as well. So for your formal events, you've got a nice, really good set that you can wear that kind of shows your personality and shows a little bit of Charleston wherever you may be at.
That's nice. Tell us a little bit more about the history of Dumas and Sons.
Yeah, so we are almost 110 years old.
Wow,
yeah, we've
really?
been through a lot of iterations over the years. We started kind of primarily as a uniform supply business, supporting kind of the war effort during World War II and things like that. Over the years, we've kind of constantly evolved. So we were, the first to bring in Levi's in the 50s and 60s, and that was kind of a huge moment for us. We initially opened up with Tommy Bahamas in the 90s, so that was a really kind of big step into more casual clothing, kind of getting out of that workwear phase for our business. And since then, we've just continued to elevate and find new things. So right now, we're doing a lot of luxury items that are made specifically in Italy for us, working with some really exclusive, very well-known brands. So it's a really exciting time at Dumas and Sons.
Yeah, and it's interesting to hear how it's really changed with the times. It's really kind of kept up and it's been at the forefront. Tell us about this beautiful jacket. I love this look for men. It's clean, it's very Charlestonian, but sophisticated and very nicely tailored.
Just wanted to kind of put together a little Valentine's-esque outfit, especially for date night. You're going out to Halls or somewhere for dinner. You want to look the part. So a beautiful silk linen jacket from a brand called Atelier Monroe. Really nice cotton and linen sports shirt, and a really nice slack from a brand called Pescarollo, and a beautiful, beautiful leather loafer from a brand called Valentine. But it's something that's easy. You can kind of mix it up. You can dress it up more. You could put it with jeans and a t-shirt and some sneakers, and have a more elevated casual look, but something that kind of can go a lot of different ways.
And I do like the dusty rose color, so that's a nod to Valentine's Day. Yeah. And what's new in men's trends now? Because the trends are always evolving. For men in particular, though, you can't go wrong with a classic jacket.
No.
You cannot go wrong with a sports jacket. So what is new for men, and how can they kind of shake things up a little bit?
So you're starting to see a lot of more casual silhouettes, but done in dress fabric. So you'll see a lot of work jackets, chore jackets, stuff like that, but in a more elevated fabric. So you can have an outfit that's still casual, but a little smarter, a little more polished, a little more refined.
And so finally, for anyone who's wanting to buy their man something, you said you prefer something that's personal, that really kind of reflects who you are. But let's say the relationship is a little bit on the newer side and you don't know quite what the person is like or what they like, what would you recommend that you've got at the store?
That is the beauty of gift cards.
Okay.
It's not necessarily a cop-out, but if you're in a newer relationship or the person is a little more picky, it's hard to go wrong with a gift card. We've got 4 amazing locations with Southern Tide, with Johnny O, and 2 Dumas and Sons locations. So between those 4 spaces, there's lots of options that they can find something for themselves that they're going to love just as much as anything else.
That's great. All right, and they're also going to be involved in Seaweed with the puppies in the window and all that good stuff at Brackish. So make sure you check out Dumas and Sons. We've got a few more days until Valentine's Day. Go out there and find your man something nice to give. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. We'll be back after this.